Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nancy and this is the Lovely OT channel. On this channel we talk all things therapy. I also help students get into school, so therapy school, stay in school, and also transition into being clinicians. If you're interested in any of those services, you can head on to my Instagram, lovely with 2Ys_OT, and send me an email and we can chat. Okay, I also help students correct their personal statement, so if you're interested in that service as well, go ahead and send me an email. If you want to collaborate, you do the same thing. I will leave all of my information down below in this video. Now, on to today's video. I am going to give you guys some tips and tricks so that you do not fail graduate school. Okay? If you're interested in this video, please stay tuned. Now, the number one and the most obvious tip is please make sure that you at all times maintain a B or better grade. You don't want to get a C. Like, if you get a C, you will be put on probation. And once you're on probation, you are on the verge and possibly getting kicked out of graduate school, and you don't want that. So I never got a C in graduate school because I didn't want to be on probation. I didn't want to risk my chances of getting kicked out of grad school, so I made sure that I maintained a B or better in all of my classes. So make sure you do that. The first thing that you need to do after doing that is to form a group once you get into graduate school. This is so importante. Why? Because your group is going to be your support system while you're in grad school. These people are going to be helping you, and you're going to be helping them as well with assignments, discussing different assignments, studying together, working on different projects together, doing even your level ones together. So make sure you form a group. Maybe once school starts, give yourself like a month to have a feel for the different people in your class, to see who you connect with and vibe with, and then form a group based on this, okay? Because the people in your group may help you or break you. So make sure that you take your time to pick the people that you decide to be in a group with. Make sure that the connection is there and you guys are vibing, you guys can get along. There's no competition there, there's just support. Organization is one of the most important skills to learn, because if you are not organized, my dear, honey, baby, grad school is going to be a lot harder for you because you are going to be stressed out, you're going to be overwhelmed. So please be organized, okay? Any way that you can possibly be organized, write everything down. If you have to, get post-it notes, use a calendar, use your phone, anything that you have to do in order to stay organized, please do so. Plan out your whole syllabus for the whole semester, okay? And that way you can kind of know what's due for each week, for each month, the next 2-3 weeks, so you can prepare yourself to handle whatever assignment that's coming your way, whatever projects that's coming your way, whatever it is that is coming your way, you will be a lot more prepared to handle it because you have foreseen it, you see it's coming, and then therefore you can plan ahead and accordingly to allow you to tackle it a little bit more effectively, okay? My next tip for you is to go to labs. Please do not skip labs. And I know some labs are requirements and some are not mandatory for you to go to. In addition to that, make sure that you also go to open labs. When I was in graduate school, I know things are a little bit different now because of COVID and all of that. However, if your school is giving you the chance and opportunity to go to an open lab, please do so on the weekends. Once you're done with your classes, whenever possible, go and spend extra time with the cadavers, go and spend extra time with the brain, the spinal cord, all the different things so that you can be ready. Okay, especially with the science courses, you want to spend as much time as you can in labs. And I feel like labs are also awesome because it gives you the hands-on that you need. So reading the text is all good and all that. However, there's nothing like actually doing the hands-on stuff, because it gives you an extra boost of information and understanding to whatever it is that you're studying. So take advantage of labs and go to them, okay? Learn how to research well and learn how to be a good writer. This is so important because you are going to be doing a lot of writing assignments in graduate school, a lot of research in graduate school. So if you don't know how to research, you don't know how to write a research paper, you don't know how to write well, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to pass your courses, a lot harder for you to keep up, because your professors are going to be expecting that you know how to research, that you know how to write a research paper, and that you know how to do your citations and all of that stuff. And if you're not so strong with research and writing, does not mean that you cannot go to grad school. Please do not twist my words, okay? You can definitely still go to grad school. However, you have to put a little bit more time in those areas where you're not so strong at, right? So if your weakness is research and writing, then spend a lot more time doing a lot of research, reading a lot of books about research, going to the tutoring center and getting a lot of extra help to allow you to be an even better writer, okay? When you do have an assignment due that has to do with writing a paper, go to your writing lab and have someone read it for you. These services are usually free of charge, okay? You are paying a lot of money to go to graduate school. So whatever resources that they have available at that school, please make sure that you use it. Don't be scared, okay? Do not be scared to ask for help. If you need the extra help, go and ask for it. Okay, I used to take my papers all the time to write in lab because I wanted to make sure that I got that A on that paper. So, you know, the more grammar errors that you have, the more punctuations that you forgot to punctuate, the more things that you forgot to cite, you know, sometimes. And also I feel like sometimes I can read a paper over 10 times and I miss something. However, if I have a second person, a third person look at it and read it for me, then it gives me a lot of better chances to make sure that paper is correct and I'm going to get that A that I want. Okay, the next tip is get help early. This is so important, because a lot of people wait to the last minute to ask for help. Please don't do this. Right when you feel like you're losing track of time, you're losing track of your notes, you're losing track of studying, you're losing track, you feel like you don't have a hold of things, this is the time that you need to ask for help. If you feel like you're falling behind, right when you get that feeling of I'm falling behind, I really don't know what's going on, I really don't understand, that's the time that you ask for help. Don't wait till the last minute where you have a test and you're failing your test. Don't wait till the last minute where it's like finals time and you feel like if I don't pass this class, if I don't pass this test, I'm going to fail. Do not wait till the last minute to seek the help that you need, okay? And like I already mentioned in this video, do not be scared to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And if someone is making you feel like you're dumb because you're asking for help, there's something wrong with them, not you. Okay? We all need help sometimes. None of us were born with OT knowledge in our brain. We had to go through the process of learning the information in order to get to where we're at. So you have to go through the process. And if you need more help, there's nothing wrong with that. There's so many resources available on YouTube, on Instagram. Use your professors, your classmates. Ask people for help if you need it early. Okay, don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait till there's no way for us to save you and then try to ask for help, because it may be too late. Learn how to study well. Okay, I have so many studying tips and studying videos for you guys, and I'm going to leave them down below. I have like 1 or 2 studying tips, how to study well, how to pass your courses, your science courses, how to pass your boards and all of that. I've made video on all of those subjects, and I'm going to leave them down below for you guys. Learn how to be a good studier. Okay, learn how to study effectively. And studying is not a bad thing. You just have to learn how to do it well, okay? And there's a process and method for everything. However, we all study differently. So I always try to give very generalized tips on how to study, because I know that we are all different and we all retain information differently. We all understand things differently, okay? But whatever your strength is and whatever how you study best, make sure that you know how to do it well, because you're going to need your studying strengths, okay, in graduate school. For sure. Okay, instead of cramming all the information, trying to memorize everything, try to connect with the information. Try to, matrix the information, okay? Make it make sense to you, to your brain, to your level of understanding. Dumb it down as much as you can and make it a lot easier for you to understand. Sometimes when our professors are teaching us this material, they kind of teach it from their perspective and their understanding, and that makes it harder for us to understand it, because we are trying to understand it from our perspective and our level of understanding. So that disconnect can sometimes make or break you as a student. So don't be scared to ask your professors to break it down for you so that you can understand it on your level, because we all have different levels of where we at as far as understanding level. So there's nothing wrong with spending more time, especially if you're having a difficult time with that particular information, that particular concept. Spend a lot more time with it and ask for help if you need it. The next tip is to pay attention in class. Please pay attention and please go to class, okay? Now, also take notes in class. Use a recorder. I had people in my class that use their phones to record their professors, or use their laptops or whatever device that you have to record their professors during lectures, and then they will play it back later on. Because sometimes lectures are moving really fast, right? It's a very short amount of time talking about a lot of different information. So if you have your recorder and you record that information, once you go back to your room, once lecture is over, you can then replay it and really listen to every information that was given in a very in your own time, and that makes it a lot better for you to understand whatever it is that your professor was teaching. I was really bad at going to lectures. I just didn't like to go to lectures, because I find that it was easier for me to study the material on my own terms, because I was able to break it down in a way that I was able to understand it. So, however, lectures are really important, because even if you don't like the professor's teaching style, you can still get something out of it. Anything, even if it's just a very small portion of the whole lecture, you can still get something out of it. And it's a great opportunity for you to ask questions if you have them. Also, this is a really good tip too. Also, learn how to pay attention to the most relevant information. I learned this trick when I was in graduate school, because I had so much information to study for that it was impossible to try to read 10 chapters over a week span. And so when I was reading, when I did read, because I had to read, because sometimes the textbook go into depth what your professor tried to summarize in a PowerPoint. So sometimes I'll go back to the text and I'll try to read whatever it is that the professor was talking about with the book, and that also increased my understanding. But then I also didn't read that whole chapter, because some of the information was not that relevant. Now that I'm out of graduate school and I am practicing, I go back a lot to my textbook and I take my time to read every single line, because I have the luxury and the time to do so. When you are in graduate school, you are being thrown so much information in such a short period of time that sometimes you don't get the time to really take your time to read every line and try to understand. So make sure that you pick out the most relevant information and know it, okay? Especially if your professor keep saying, sometimes they'll say certain concepts over and over again. Make note of that, because that's probably going to be on a test, and that's the reason why she or he keeps talking about it over and over again, because it's an important concept, okay? So pay attention to those important concepts, very relevant information. Then try to read the whole freaking book, because you are going to waste your precious time. So before I give you guys the last tip, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure that you guys support me. Follow me on lovely_OT on Instagram. I'm trying to hit 10K this year. And I know you guys can help me do that. So make sure that you are sharing my videos. Make sure that you come back every single week for a new video. And yeah, let's move on to the next and final tip. The last and final thing on my list is make sure that you have some kind of balance. So balance work, balance your life, balance school. Try and have, and this go back to being organized too. Try to balance everything out and have a life outside of school, have a life outside of work, because when you don't do this, you become overwhelmed, you become stressed out. And when you're stressed and overwhelmed, it's 10 times harder for you to understand any new information. That's just how it is. So as much as you can, have a self-care plan in place, okay? Plan out your self-care. Plan out, even if it's every day, even if it's once a week, do things that makes you happy. Do things that's going to de-stress you. Do things that's going to make you less overwhelmed, okay? And it is going to pay off, because when you are less stressed, your mind is more rejuvenated. You are more open to receiving information. You can think clearly, and it just helps you overall. So make sure that you have a balance, a work-life balance, a school-life balance. Have a balance in place. All right, those are my tips for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and coming back every week and supporting me. I really do appreciate it with all my heart. Make sure that I see you next week with another video. And until then, be great. I am rooting for you guys. And yeah, have a great week. Bye.